Hey, yeah, it's me, Dan, again, and I wanted to talk about healthcare, specifically public healthcare, because I am the beneficiary of the Canadian public healthcare system. Today, I had my annual physical, and I had some blood work done, and I got a prescription filled. And this cost me exactly $0.00 out of pocket. Yeah. This cost me $0.00. Now I want you to think for a moment what this same service would have cost me in the American system, the American for-profit, private, corporate healthcare system. What would it have cost me? Well, it would have cost me thousands of dollars. Thousands. A few years ago, I had gallbladder surgery. And again, it cost me $0.00 to have my gallbladder taken out. An elective surgery, which in America costs tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I paid $0.00 for necessary surgery, from which I benefit enormously. And the fact of the matter is that Canadian healthcare is, across the board, pretty much the same quality of healthcare, whether you are a Bay Street lawyer, a rock and roll guitarist, a famous celebrity of any sort, or a homeless person who happens to have suffered a debilitating injury while sleeping in a snowbank. You get treated the exact same way, no matter who you are in the Canadian healthcare system. And I would like to thank Tommy Douglas and the NDP for this fact, this simple act of basic socialism that is public healthcare. I wish it was universal healthcare. I really do wish that it was universal healthcare. But the fact that we got public healthcare at all is, well, something of a miraculous event. Because the Conservatives and the Liberals both fought against it. And the Conservatives have been fighting against it ever since. And the Conservatives are trying to sell you, the Canadian public, the idea that Canada really needs an American-style, private, for-profit healthcare system. The kind of system that bankrupts families who require emergency medical treatment. The healthcare that treats you until the money runs out and then kicks you out on your ass once you are bankrupt. The healthcare system that does discriminate by social class by design. Yeah. And the Canadians who are voting in favor of this kind of American-style private healthcare are the people who can least afford it. The poor, especially the working poor, predominantly vote Conservative without pausing to consider the implications of what they are voting for. And for the most part, this is because they are influenced by American propaganda through Fox News, which is very popular here in Canada, unfortunately, telling them over and over and over again that a pile of dirt on a tile floor is a Canadian hospital. And that Canadian hospitals have slave doctors, literally slave doctors, who are chained to their desks, physically chained. and that Canada's one and only hospital is guarded by the President of Canada, who stands out front with a machine gun and shoots anybody who tries to get into the hospital. All these bits of American right-wing propaganda that unfortunately a lot of Canadians believe, despite the fact that it is screamingly obvious all they have to do is open their eyes and look. And the worst part about it is they assume that because America's good hospitals are on the same level as all Canadian hospitals, that all American hospitals must be at that level. And they're not. Americans have a multi-tiered healthcare system. At the very top, you have world-class hospitals that are every bit as good as the standard for Canadian hospitals. And at the bottom tier, you have, well, the religious charity hospitals, which are admittedly a mixed bag, because at the very top of the religious charity hospitals are the Jewish and Catholic hospitals, which again give world-class or nearly world-class treatment. But then at the bottom you have the evangelical fundamentalist hospitals, the Jehovah's Witness hospitals, the Mormon hospitals, the independent Baptist hospitals that basically wave a chicken over the patient to drive out the cancer spirits, but only after you've signed over your car to them. Yeah, that's the lowest tier of American healthcare. Quite literally medieval healthcare. And the Canadian working poor vote in favor of having this become their only option. And I don't understand why. These are people who have been to a Canadian hospital. They know that a Canadian hospital is a good hospital. But the moment you sit them in front of Fox News, they forget their own eyewitness experience. And they think, well, I've never been to a Canadian hospital, but I know that a Canadian hospital is a pile of dirt in the middle of a tile floor. And that there's only one of them in the whole country, even though I've been to 5 or 6 of them, just in my county. Yeah. Canadian conservatives ignore the evidence of their own personal experience because they'd rather listen to Fox News. They'd rather believe Fox News. And they'd rather be lied to by Fox News. They'd rather be told that they need an American-style, private, for-profit healthcare system where poor people are relegated to charity hospitals. This is sad and frightening. Very sad and very frightening. How are we supposed to deal with this? How? How?